Hey nerds, Alex here from Nerds Being Geeks, and I just won a dragon badge at my local GLC with this deck. Let's get into it. Before I get into the deck profile, please consider subscribing to Nerds Being Geeks. Over 80% of the people that watch my videos are unsubscribed, so any support is much appreciated. Before I dig too deep into this dragon deck profile, I just want to give a shout out to Sleeved Up Games in Toledo, Ohio. They are a new card shop that just opened up, so if you want to go follow them on all the social medias, go ahead and do that. It is a great group of people over there. A guy over there, Lucas, that runs Pokemon. Lucas also ran the Pokemon department, I guess you would say, over at the Trading Post, if you recall some of my older videos, where I spent about 10 months playing GLC at, as it was the only place locally within an hour that actually ran GLC tournaments. And Lucas was awesome. He would 3D print badges and he would paint them and hand them out to the winners. The Trading Post closed down in August of 2025, and through Discord he kept the community together and tried to rent out some halls, and they finally were able to open up a brand new shop in Toledo, Ohio. And I took this dragon deck to their very first GLC tournament at Sleeved Up Games. This is the badge that I won. It is a prototype. He said this is just a placeholder for you now. He will get me a painted one, but it's really cool. Super thick, 3D printed. Can you hear that? Solid piece. Has Pokemon GLC and Sleeved Up Games on it. Really cool. I'm glad to see that he's bringing back the physical badges. Those are always fun. So if you happen to watch my other Evolving Dragon GLC deck, I will put a link in the description. It is actually my most watched GLC video. I prefer evolving my Pokemon when I play the TCG, so I stuck with that, and this deck is pretty darn close with just a very few amount of changes from that list. But there has been some additions that really pop this deck off, and who doesn't love popping decks? This was in my original Evolving Dragons list. My daughter pulled this at a McDonald's, and at the time she was like 2 years old, so she couldn't care less. But this thing has an awesome printing, cracked ice foil pattern, and it's sentimental. My daughter pulled this. It's really cool, amazing attack, and for 2 energy you're doing 180, and you have Jet Cruise with free retreat. The Garchomp everyone knows about, Sonic Slip. I'm not going to dig too deep into all these cards. You can watch that other video to get the premise of Garchomp and Haxorus and most of these Pokemon. I mean, Haxorus, another attacker that can do 230, or if they have a special energy attached, can just get knocked out for 1 energy. Raging Bolt for sniping, Drampa 2 energy for 140, and Dracloak for drawing. All of these attacking Pokemon took a knockout. I went 3-0 with this deck. I faced a grass deck, I faced a water deck, and then I faced a dark deck. The grass deck was probably the highlight. The player actually borrowed my grass deck. He didn't have his cards with him. I always take my decks with me so a player can borrow one if they need to. So he wasn't too familiar with the deck. It went to time. I was the final turn. I was 20 damage short of a knockout. I believe I had Garchomp in the active. I can't remember their Pokemon. I had some energies, some item cards. I think it was just some random like nest ball or something like that. I burned these cards, failed them, shuffled. I got down to playing Lily's Determination, shuffled, and drew six. Sixth card that I pulled was my muscle band attached knockout. I could not believe it. I don't know if anyone would believe me if it wasn't for the person behind me watching me thin my hand, and my opponent was like, oh, what's the point in doing all this? And the spectator was like, just watch, he's trying to thin. Yeah, I could not believe it. The sixth card was a muscle band for the win, or else we would have went to time and it would have been a draw. There are several cards I really want to talk about in this deck. This new Dragonair with the evolutionary guidance ability is incredible. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon has any energy attached to it, you may use this ability, search your deck for an evolution Pokemon, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. You combine this and the Garchomp that lets you search out any dragon Pokemon each turn. It's like having two Grottles out there. It is nuts. I was searching and just thinning. The cool thing is both of these stage 1s evolve into very strong attackers. And, you know, depending on what I'm drawing, depending on what's prized, I can evolve one, go in there and attack. You know, I could Sonic Slip, hit for 160, and be invulnerable for a turn. Or I can be Dragonair into Dragonite, get free retreat, hit for 180. You know, it's a really great combo, and I think these two cards are really going to help evolving dragons start to get some of the recognition I think that archetype deserves. MVPs right here, no doubt. Some other highlights I do for this deck is I play Rainbow Brush. Playing so many different types of energy, you might have the wrong one in your hand. Play Rainbow Brush, search your deck for the energy type that you need, and switch it with the one you don't need at the time. It's a really awesome energy search, energy switch. Added Pokepad, Proxy, obviously, because I sure as heck can't find any. Yep, lives up to the hype. A great card. Stormy Mountains, a staple in Dragon. I do play Viridian Forest to help find those miscellaneous 4 different kinds of energy. I do think I should be playing a Training Court in this deck. That would be really helpful because all of my stage 2 attackers discard cards from the top of my deck, and that can be devastating. So to get them back with Training Court would be really nice. I also messed up. I had Aurora Energy in here when I really should be playing Rainbow Energy, because the Rainbow Energy lets you put a damage counter on the Pokemon you attach to, and you want to attach this to the bench Pokemon, so you could use Drampa's Berserk to go from 70 damage to 140. Yeah, I made that mistake. This needs to be a Rainbow Energy. Hindered me a little bit, but I went 3-0, so it wasn't terrible. Crispin to help find all these extra energy. Raihan to get some back. Lance. I do play Giovanni's Charisma, and that is for something like the Ogie Dogie if it has like a special dark energy attached to it. Play this down. That energy goes back into your opponent's hand. So that Ogie Dogie just went from 230 HP down to 130 HP, which makes it a lot easier to get knocked out by all of my attacking Pokemon Pretty cool card. I think it's definitely not utilized very well in GLC, but I like to play it. I play 2 lightning, 2 metal, 2 fighting, and 2 water. I did not print a proxy for the new Rayquaza, but yes, it should definitely go in the dragon deck, especially when you get free retreat with the Dragonite out. And 130 for 3 energy isn't terrible. You can put some serious pressure on your opponent. Rayquaza definitely needs to go in this deck. Alright guys, so that is my winning Evolving Dragons deck. Pretty close to my other video that I did. Just a few changes. Let me know your thoughts, and I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks.